Carving off of it. I am a professional skier. I'm a ski bum extraordinaire is what I like to consider myself. I do live out of my van mainly for the convenience, and you know, the way I look at it is why pay rent when I'm able to travel the rest of the world all season long. This week I will be judging Freeride Series. I'm going to be out here looking for the skiers who put together the most solid line along with some really progressive skiing technique. I want to see people out there putting down some turns and really making those skis bend. As a judge, and as a judge that's competed before, I know what these venues ski like. I know what's out there, what kind of tricky situations people can get in. Beyond that, what we want to see ultimately is someone put together a solid line score. The line score being from top to bottom, where do they go? How do they get from the start gate to the finish line? Beyond that, what we also have are 4 other scores. We start with fluidity, which goes into how smooth of a line, how smooth does the skier make it down the hill? Are they stopping and starting over? Are they backing up? Are they hiking at all? The winners at the end of the week are the ones that ski through. They know their line so well that they're able to ski fluidly through without having to actually stop and look over the edge of what they may be jumping over. Beyond that will be technique. We want to see how a skier places themselves on the hill. Are they a good skier, or do they look scared? Do they look like they shouldn't be there, or do they look like they're actually out there skiing that hill in a way that looks good? Control is the next score. With control, it speaks for itself. We want to make sure that people aren't falling. And if people are hucking a cliff or landing and they put their hands down, that might affect their control score. If people take a tumble, that's going to affect their control score. So we want to see that people are in control the whole time that they're skiing down their line. The last score itself is aggressiveness. That's my favorite one. I like to see people out there attacking the hill. I want to see them out there really pushing it, really pushing themselves when it comes to the line that they've chosen and how they're going to approach it.
My name is Jonathan Micah. I was born and raised in Aspen, Colorado. My favorite place to ski in the world is right here in Aspen. It's got everything you need. Been around the world skiing a few times. I grew up ski racing. My parents afforded me with a pretty sweet lifestyle growing up. This event here in Snowmass has always been the fun one for me to do every year. So at Snowmass last year, placed 4th. I actually tied with a good friend of mine. He skied some pretty sick lines, but this year I'm hoping to up that a little bit. It's an individual sport, but it's a team sport. Brian Anzini is my best friend. We've been skiing together for our whole lives. Kipper Berg, Frank Shine, Chris Tatsuno, those are all, competitors, close friends. Well, I think the draw here at Snowmass is all the cliffs. You got cliff bands scattered throughout the mountain. A lot of people don't know about them, so a lot of times you'll show up a week after a snowstorm and still find some good soft landings. The confidence level right now is pretty high, I'm gonna have to say. I've spent the last week up there in the venue, hucking some lines that I've never skied before, never thought were possible. To me, free skiing is going out and ripping with my buddies. Just having the ability to go out and, ski the same as everybody else that you're with. I'm actually a raft guide in the summer times, and then I come and do this skiing thing in the winter, so I'm basically riding the snow all year round. Skiing down something and getting to the bottom and looking back up and being like, wow, it's quite a feat I just did right there. Even if you tomahawk down it, you still went down it. The great part about these competitions is everybody's basically at the same level. It's just mostly where your head's at. If you're ready to charge, then you're basically there.
My name is Brian Anzini. I'm local, born and raised around here. Grew up in Carbondale, went to Aspen High School. Was on the racing team growing up, so I got half a day off every other day to go skiing. Been skiing for 25 years now.
Gotta make sure the cameraman stays safe.
My occupation is a ski instructor extraordinaire here at Snowmass. Teach kids how to rip, spread the love of the sport, and professional skier as much as I can. Don't make much money, but I have a hell of a fun time. To me, extreme skiing is really about the adrenaline rush. I'm an adrenaline junkie, and it's one of the few things that can get my heart rate going. Every time I stand on top of a cliff and peer over and don't really know, that's what I love. I love to scare myself. You always want to ski as hard as you can. You always want to go as big as you can. For the 2-day event, you want to make sure you make it to that second day. So the lines might be a little easier, a little faster, not quite so technical. You just want to get through and stay on your feet. You can take a risk, but then you end up risking it all. And it's got to be the 10 scariest turns you could ever make.
Big, 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 big.
Our next featured free skier took second place here last year and is known as a super strong skier. In Crested Butte, Colorado at the U.S. Extremes is where he holds the status as the only one to have a three-peat championship under his belt.
Hi, my name is Aaron Estrada. I'm here from Aspen, Colorado, and 30 years old, and been skiing most of my life. It's pretty much a passion, and I've been doing this since 1999, and that was my first year, and I actually won the U.S. Extremes. So from there, my career took off, and I haven't really stopped. As far as the terrain and jumping cliffs, I've always kind of had that little itch for getting after it and adrenaline rush. And even as a kid, I used to go jump cliffs on powder days and ski gnarly terrain just for fun. And then when they made it into a sport, it was pretty much like, geez, that's for me. Well, it looks pretty good up there, and I'm feeling pretty good about my skiing. And definitely, it's a mental game with these extreme comps. A lot of high levels of skiing going on, and it's really the people that can separate themselves that have the mental game. And basically, if you don't have your mental game on, you shouldn't be out there. It's tough, you know, getting a little bit older, and 30 is getting older for this game, and fighting injuries. But basically, it's a lot of physical training and trying to keep up with the young pups. Kipper is my best friend in the whole ski industry, and I travel with him as more than anyone. And not only that, he's my team manager for Overmeyer, and I love the kid. He's like a brother, and we travel together, and we've kind of grew up in the sport together and push each other, and we are ski together as much as we possibly can. And so podium thing between the two of us is pretty much the most special thing for me. It definitely takes kind of a special personality. I think we all are after a little bit of adrenaline rush, and somehow it's a way to burn it. And there's also a lot of skill involved. Like, you don't want to be just up there with big kahunas trying to throw stuff off big cliffs, because you will get hurt. And you got to ski it. You got to be able to ski. I'm feeling good. I wouldn't be here otherwise. In 2003 at Crested Butte, I was trying to take a little tight line, and I got thrown in the back seat and landed on some rocks, and pretty bad rescue. They took me down right away for emergency surgery, and when I went in, they told me that I possibly might not have a hand when I wake up. It was pretty much all the tendons and everything were severed, and I got pretty lucky. I still got both hands, and it was an ugly injury though. I spent about 2 months on the couch, and I had, you know, the external fixator and 6 broken ribs and a broken scapula. and my wrist is now fused, so I don't move it at all, but I got my body and it's still here, and it's made me work harder at rehabbing, and it's made me stronger in the long run.
In the triple area, he's in the
You're
sun.
watching the 2008 Steel Colorado Freeride Championships in Snowmass Village, Colorado.